Good morning and welcome to the Good Doctor's Diagnose for December 28th. I can't believe it either. I am Dr. Kristen here today with the second to last GD of the entire year. And today I'd like to talk about an idea for planning I just learned from a colleague of mine, actually our web designer and video editor and kind of savior of Abby Research, Eleanor Kelly. She taught me about something called Lego goals. Now, here at Abby Research, we talk a whole lot about SMART goals, which I think work really, really well for businesses when we're talking about strategy. But I've been trying to think of a way to translate SMART goals into personal lives, like where you don't have a strategic plan for 5 years of your life. And Eleanor and I were speaking last week, a couple weeks ago, and then talking with a couple of our friends about how to make small, achievable tasks that feel well. And she introduced me to the idea of Lego, and I want to introduce it to you. So the whole concept is about taking a really small goal and building on it. And Eleanor kind of explained that the way to do this is to make it the smallest Lego. And then once you feel comfortable with that, add another Lego and another Lego and another Lego. So an example from my life would be that my husband and I desperately need to reorganize our kitchen. It's a galley kitchen. When we moved in, we were traveling a whole lot, or I was traveling a whole lot. And so we never needed to be in the kitchen at the same time. And over the last 9 months, obviously, we haven't gone anywhere. And we've tried to start enjoying cooking together, but we still can't be in the kitchen together at the same time. If he's cooking at the stove, it's even not a whole lot of room for me to get into the fridge. So we've been talking about how to reorganize it, and I am not very good at having organized spaces. My brain's really organized. I know how to organize my tasks and my ideas, but I'm not good at organizing my physical space. And because the idea seemed so overwhelming, I've been paralyzed about it for months. But after this conversation with Eleanor, I went ahead and listed every piece of our kitchen that needs to be reorganized. The cabinet does, the fridge does, the Lazy Susan does, the stove drawer does, etc. And I literally just put it on a piece of paper and I tacked it to the fridge. And we agreed to do one thing every other day. To some of you, this may seem dumb and slow and like, come on, get your act together. But for us, this is both a little bit of a push, but also achievable. I have chronic pain. We've talked about this before. And so there are days I wake up and it doesn't matter what my to-do list says, I'm screwed. And my husband has a job in which he spends probably from 8 to 6 every day on Zoom. So I come home to like a carcass of a human sometimes, and we just can't do anything but vaguely manage to put cereal in our mouths before we pass out asleep. And so we made this list. And the very first thing was to clean off the top of the fridge, which is where over the last, 5 years we've lived in the house, that is where water bottles have gone to die. And it's just like a plastic graveyard. But we did it. We did the top of the fridge, and we looked at each other and we said, that looks really good. And then we felt a little ambitious the next day, so we went ahead and tackled another piece, and that worked really well. We know today is not going to be great because my husband has a whole lot of meetings and he's going to work really late, and the next piece we need to tackle, I need his help with, but we're going to give ourselves the grace to do that. We're going to do the first 5 and then take a week break. And so we get used to the new system we put in place, because that's really what we've had to do. Everything I've done before about organization and goals has been Band-Aids on bullet holes. And what's really nice about this idea of Legos is that you can pause as often as you need to really set up the system to build this new way of living that you want. I know it borrows somewhat from Marie Kondo, and I know it borrows from SMART goals, and I know it borrows from a whole lot, and I have no idea if Eleanor made it up herself. It's possible she did, but I find it really helpful and therefore wanted to pass it along to you. As you start, I'm sure, over the next couple days and years and months, as we start thinking about building new realities, both post-COVID and maybe post working from home for so long or whatever, I think these ideas of small, achievable building blocks that you can set up as systems and pause as long as you need is really, really, really helpful. So that's all from me for today. The next time that I see you by myself, it'll be 2021. I have a lot of mixed feelings about resolutions, but I do like the idea of a fresh start for this next year in terms of our mental clarity. I hope that whatever you are chewing on in the next couple days as you reflect on 2020, all the jokes aside, it was a difficult year, but there was still a lot of things accomplished. A lot of good things happened in some of our lives. Some forward momentum happened, a lot of stuff like that. And it's good. It's a good chance to stop and reflect as you think about maybe what Lego goals you can put in place for 2021. Again, we here at Abbey Research, and we'll say it again on Wednesday, wish you and yours the very, very safest and calmest new year that you can. We hope that it is productive and that it is restful and that it is a little bit joyful and a whole lot magical, but that it is also fundamentally good no matter what else happens. And honestly, no matter what, we'll be here to see you through it. See you guys then.